Welcome, beautiful soul. It's time to remember who we are. You were born for this moment, this breath. Nature teaches us and reminds us that whatever it is that we are searching for, that whatever our hearts and souls are longing for, we must know our unlimited power and worth. It's all already within us. So thank you for saying yes to this moment. Thank you for saying yes to this journey. And most of all, thank you for saying yes to yourself. Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome, beautiful soul. Have you ever wondered why you go through challenges? Have you ever wondered why you feel that movement of clouds and thickness and heaviness and sometimes stuckness within you? Have you ever wondered why you made a certain choice, why you said certain things, why you behaved in a certain way that felt incongruent with who you are? Well, today we're talking about the shadow and what can your shadow teach you. This isn't necessarily the fun and exciting work to talk about, and yet there is a beauty and a power even found within your shadow. We're going to talk more about that. But first, we always, first, we begin with some beautiful breathing. So I invite you to close your eyes and join me if you're able to. And we start right now with simple breathing. Simply feel the movement of your inhalation and the exhalation as it moves through your body. And if you're able to, go ahead and breathe in and out of your nose. Let every inhale fill you with the nutrients that are for you, and let every exhale be your invitation to release. Let go of all that is no longer for you. We accumulate so much in this realm. And breath is our way to penetrate and go beyond all of that accumulation to get reconnected with our core, our center. And we do that by simply softening with every inhale, letting ourselves enter into that spaciousness of ease, of flow. Letting ourselves embrace the lightness of being. Letting ourselves enter and receive the divine support and love and care and provision that is for us. There's nothing for us to carry, nothing for us to work for or achieve. We are simply breathing. This is your time to thank yourself for showing up, for being present for yourself And we certainly thank you for being present here as part of the collective. So honor your own presence. Honor all of the yeses, all of the breaths that have brought you right here. And this is our time to also appreciate, welcome, and be grateful for our connection to all of life. That the lovely prana flowing through us, that lovely chi, is connected to the greater prana and chi, the greater breath of life that we each are welcome to experience. We are all part of the all, and the all is a part of us. And we know that each breath is a gift and an opportunity for us to remember the ocean of life that exists as us, as each of us. As I quote beautiful Rumi, who says, "You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop." We celebrate that ocean within us. We celebrate the majesty of life expressed as us, uniquely and collectively. So keep breathing with me. We invite all of our energy centers, all of our chakras to flow in perfect harmony from the crown all the way to our root. A beautiful flow of life, of openness, connecting us, nourishing us, preparing us, supporting us for all that is in each now moment. Keep breathing with me. And if your mind is wandering and trying to take you down to certain currents, gently put your attention back on the inhale and the exhale as it moves in and out of your nose. Feel both the warmth and the coolness of the air moving through your nose. And now let's see if we can extend the inhale and the exhale. See if you can stretch it out a little bit more. Go deeper. See if you can feel that breath move in your chest and all the way through in your belly. And notice where in your body is there room for you to soften more? Where might there be a little bit of tension, a little tightness? And simply breathe into that area to invite the softness and the ease. Reminding yourself that you are safe, supported, loved. And now together, let's begin to put our attention on our lovely heart center. We love to focus on this part of our being because this is where the energy that grounds us and supports us connects with the energy that uplifts us and helps us expand. Meets right here in the heart center. And your heart center also connects us to that deeper place within the deep inner heart and the inner soul. That inner reservoir of light, of love, of truth, of guidance, of direction is right here within you. Many people are on a quest searching for their purpose, searching for greater connection, greater meaning, searching for a sign that the divine exists, that there is God, the universe, that they are not separate, dangling on their own. And I want to remind us all that that exists within you. That yes, people travel the globe, and you can also travel right to that beautiful space within you. And be reminded that everything is already within you. And so we intentionally let ourselves be open to the fullness of this all within us. To receive all that is for us. And so I want you to ask yourself, your highest self, the presence of the divine within you, what is it that is for you to know right now in this moment? What is Spirit communicating to you? Holy Spirit, divine presence, the universe, your highest self, what is it revealing to you right now? What does it want you to know in this moment? As you are receiving this truth, this reminder, let it permeate throughout your whole being in the same way that your breath gives oxygen to all your cells. truly let that message soak in, marinate within you. And with our eyes still closed, we're going to take a nice deep breath together. So join me for a nice deep inhale now as we fully inhale. And hold that breath in for a moment. And then gently let it all go. And go ahead and return to your normal breathing. And when you're ready, come on back and open your eyes. I always say that breath is so delicious, so fortifying, so nurturing and nourishing. And anytime that you need a reminder of who you are, when you need a boost that truly fills you with that knowing that all is well, if you need some guidance, the breath is always the gift that's available to each of us. We're talking today about the shadow, our shadow, your shadow, my shadow, and what can your shadow teach you? Well, let's first talk about what is the shadow. What do I mean by that? I believe most of you already know, and I'm only going to illuminate a little bit of that so we're all on the same page about this topic today. Ultimately, each of us, because we are already a masterpiece, we can feel so ignited and energized, and rightly so, about the fullness of who we are. And then sometimes it feels like a really strange, abstract contrast, a jolt to then witness yourself feeling feelings, expressing yourself through words, attitudes, choices in ways that seem to be a contradiction to the masterpiece of who you are. And so that can look like, well, why do all of a sudden I feel so irritated and hopeless? Why do I feel angry and jealous? Why do I feel like I want someone else to feel the pain that I'm feeling? And maybe I do my part to inflict some pain on someone so they get a taste of what I'm feeling. Maybe it's simply a veil where all of a sudden you feel as though you can't see any light, any hope, any love, and you feel a cloud of density, of numbness. Those are all different manifestations of our shadow. It's the opposite of knowing the spaciousness, the expansiveness, our unlimited selves, when we all of a sudden are feeling the part that's so small, that's dense, that is shielded and almost in opposition to the light of who we are. And so if we're not careful, those moments, those experiences can cause us to doubt our whole existence, to doubt our whole journey, to doubt our whole essence. And I'm here to remind you that first, everyone has a shadow. And I like to use the analogy that your shadow can be an amazing teacher. In the same way that in a dark cave, the little spark of light becomes so evident. In a way that if that little spark of light were exposed on a beautiful, bright sunshine day, you may not acknowledge its exquisite and simple and subtle beauty. And so sometimes our shadow and our darkness help us to see and reconnect with even the smallest parts of us that seem small but never really are. The little moments, the little facets that reveal your true purpose, that reveal your true light, that reveal your brilliant essence. Sometimes when we experience firsthand what our limitation is capable doing, capable of saying, capable of feeling, the limitation of scarcity, there's not enough, and that can show up and look like that jealousy, the envy. It can look like more selfishness, that I don't want to share because I feel scared that there's not enough. And then the ickiness that comes from that, because we know deep down that scarcity is a lie. And so we're wondering, well, why in the world is that wave of scarcity and the fragments of envy, jealousy, selfishness, why is that showing up? We started today with breath. And so that's our invitation back to breathe. And as we had our time of breathing today, we also made space to ask that inner part of us, that beautiful inner heart, that inner soul, that divine presence in you. We asked, what is it that you want me to know in this moment? When your shadow shows up, it is a beautiful time, and yes, an uncomfortable time, to ask, why is this showing up? What do you want me to know? Be careful where you listen and how you listen, because as your shadow is showing up, it can sometimes be wrapped up in deceit and denial. And that's where your ego loves to emerge and say, I'll give you an answer. And the ego's answer is always filled with more scarcity, more judgment, more hopelessness, more angst, more worry, more stress, more feeling like you're inadequate and not enough and missing the boat and far behind, and everybody else is thriving and flourishing except you, and that you never will. Those are all the narratives that your ego is capable of producing. So when we ask that question, what do you want me to know, when we're already feeling the density, it's important that we make sure that we are connecting with the light within us. Even if it's only a little flicker, that's enough to get you all the way back home within you, to hear the greater truth that's always rooted in abundance of love and assurance. That's how you know. And sometimes your shadow helps you become better, refining how you perceive so that you can distinguish what is truth and what is fiction, what is a feeling and what is your essence. Feelings are real. They simply don't have the fullness that truth from your essence has. That's why I make the analogy that those are like the clouds, and during which shadows also emerge and are a part of the journey that many of you have experienced or understand as the dark night of the soul. That is when you may not be able to hear anything. And that can feel so frightening. And in those seasons, it's important that you simply keep breathing. And you go back to a former mantra, a former truth that has already been revealed to you by Spirit, by holy, wonderful, divine essence, Spirit. And examples of those mantras and those truths are the same ones we also experience when we're breathing. Before we begin the episode, you hear me remind you that the wisdom, the compassion, the grace, the peace, the truth, that's who you are, that you're divinely supported, you're divinely loved. It's important to have and be able to retrieve at least one of those messages during your journey into and through a dark night of the soul, because that is enough to feed you through what feels like a famine. And yet, mystically, miraculously, you are able to survive through that dark night with one truth that comes from the divine. It is enough. That's how powerful that is. And so when we're experiencing all of the light and all of the goodness and flourishing without maturity, we can easily take it for granted. And our shadow helps us become better. Dark nights of the soul help grow in us a maturity that understands that every moment is a gift and is precious. That is not to say that we want to relive every moment, that we want to relive every experience. It is to say that we have matured enough to realize that each one is filled with a special purpose for us. Life is never happening to you. And in those vibrations of shadows and dark nights of the soul, it can seem as though life has forgotten us, happening outside of us, and that we're being afflicted by life. The truth is far more exquisite and expansive. It's the all. The all. Every shade of light, every shade of truth, every shade of experience, every moment comprises the all. And that all is present within you, within each of us. And in order to tap in and to make space for the all, we are being stretched so that we can flow with, flow as, hold space for, share, and give from this expansive energy called all. And your shadow is here to teach you how to let go of what is fiction and how to receive what is for you. Sometimes we get so seasick from being tossed to and fro that we lose all sense of direction. And we begin to wonder, why am I even here on this journey? Those questions are essential. Those aren't examples that you're failing. Those are examples that you're on the journey. And the journey means asking those questions, having those experiences that elicit that question. Those moments that are so tight and tense and hot that we wonder, do we have what it takes to keep going? And you find out that you never are going through anything alone. And that not only is purpose unfolding for you, you are the expression of divine purpose. So your shadow isn't here to defeat you. It isn't here to make you feel like you're a failure. It's here because you're being asked to rise, to grow, and to accept a promotion, an elevation, that you no longer can play small and think that it's just you and that you are inconsequential. Your shadow is here so that as you begin to distinguish and know the difference, you also realize that you have no more space for judging anyone, because you recognize what you are capable of without light, without guidance, without grace, without being in flow with your truth. You realize how easy it is to respond to the temptation of limitation, to be swept into the storm of reaction. And we need to understand that, because humility is also the fruit of maturity. And as much as I'm here to remind you of your greatness, of your power, of your majesty, I also want you to know that we're all interconnected and that no one is better than anyone else or less than anyone else. We are all here as one. And it is only the lie of separation that will have us judging and pointing fingers and blaming and shaming other people. And see, that is the fruit of when shadow remains in us. Then we're reflecting what we're feeling. You're feeling the blame. You're feeling the shame. You're feeling the guilt, the less than inadequacy. And because that's not your true nature, the first thing you want to do is get it off of you. And sometimes we get it off of ourselves by putting it on someone else. And when you begin to recognize that capacity in each of us, we have a choice to decide, I want to grow with true roots that allow me to mature with a humility, without condescending, without judging, without arrogance, with a gentleness, knowing that each of us is so exquisite, that each of us is on the journey. And where you may think that someone else is not where they should be, that's your reminder of your shadow saying, come back and look in your own mirror and see that each of us has room to keep growing learning, expanding, and letting go of those facets that are not who we are. And the more that you let go of your shadow, guess what? The more that the light begins to remain. The more you're able to witness, oh, yes, I'm capable of that. And I'm consciously choosing to breathe and be still so I can be consciousness, and my choices reflect consciousness, and my words reflect consciousness. And when there are the moments that the words reflect unconsciousness, the choices reflect unconsciousness, the energy reflects unconsciousness, we gently know how to come back. Your shadow is a powerful teacher. And so where it would be easy to bemoan, to detest, to be infuriated or embarrassed or humiliated or any of those energies about that, we simply are here to remember, breathe and accept what is and ask for the divine guidance to be revealed to you. Sometimes that divine guidance and wisdom is immediate. Sometimes we're being called to trust without feeling that glow igniting us, without feeling that exuberance, that electricity moving through us, assuring us sometimes when it's cold and cloudy and we can't see, that's where we are building the fruit of trust. You see, trust doesn't come when everything's going your way. We don't grow without understanding what it feels like to be hurt and to hurt someone. Now, this is not an invitation to go out and do those things. This is saying that understand there's a greater purpose always moving and flowing through and as us. And the more we keep going, the more that's revealed to us, the more that's revealed to you, that you'll see that there are no mistakes, there are no coincidences, there is purpose, and you are purpose. You are living and breathing purpose. And we are called to keep growing and learning. And that means, yes, the shadow comes to reveal and help us come back to the light, to help us see and have compassion for everyone who is going through their own challenges, their own dark nights of the soul, and for us to remember that when I want to shame someone else's shadow, I remember my own. And then we can have the roots, the maturity to then transcend that realm of where shadows prevail. First we go through. Or makes me think of that camp song, going on a lion hunt, I'm not afraid. You know, oh my goodness, now we faced, maybe it's a big, sand, I don't know what they call it, quicksand pile. And it's like, well, we can't go around it, can't go under it, can't go over it, you gotta go through it. That's what life is, it's about going through. We can't go under it, we can't go over it, can't go around it, we're going through. And I want you to know you're never alone. And the voice of the shadow will have you believe that no one else will understand and to stay silent. The truth is that when you reach out from the depths of your being with humility and vulnerability, and you say some of the most powerful words, which are, help me. Help me. can I tell you that is already answered before you can finish the intention? It's already there for you. The other two powerful words are thank you. Thank you. Who are you thanking? You're thanking the all, the light of lights, the all of this cosmos, the all of God. So we say thank you. And in other moments we say, help me. And sometimes we put them together and we say, help me and thank you. Thank you and help me and thank you. I'm so grateful that you are here at this time and in this season, because we are all being asked to move beyond the lies that have been told, the limitation by design that's been fed to you, so that we can liberate ourselves and everyone else around us, so that we can experience the fruit of the legacy that we're called to share and pass on. And that fruit is oneness. It's love, it is oneness. And there are times we seem so distant from that, and that, I want to remind you, is an illusion. It's time for us to stop looking with our natural ears, listening with our natural eyes, and to begin to let our holy divine spirit within us reveal that there is so much for all of us right here, right now, and already. We're not talking about linear time and space. We're talking beyond that. And that is available to each of us as we grow, as we open, as we let go of the density and make space to receive the gift of presence. And presence also transcends resisting a moment or an experience. Presence is a deep knowing that you are exactly who you are called to be, always. And to love all of you, always. And to trust the truth alive in you, always. And to know that your answers to every question are available to you, always. It's already there. It's always there. And it is always you. So please keep choosing you by saying yes to every breath, by saying yes to being who you are, by practicing loving and approving of yourself, and by knowing that when the shadow appears, it's your invitation that says you're ready to grow even more. You're ready to shed the weight that keeps us stuck. You're ready to let go of those old facets that we accumulated without even knowing, so that you can begin to experience more freedom, more lightness of being, and more humility, and more compassion, and more grace for yourself and for all. I'm so grateful that you're with us today. If this message encourages you, please let us know. Please share it. Like, subscribe. That does help us to continue to grow, and we are excited to be in this season of growing and to be light. And we're so excited that you're with us here sharing in that. And if you want more support, if you need help, I'm also here for that. As a spiritual guide, I am always thrilled to remind all of us and to help each of us find our way back home, that your answer is always within you. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you, beautiful soul. Thank you, beautiful soul, for remembering who we are and for making time and space to be with us today. As you go forward on your journey to the known and unknown places, continue to listen to your inner heart and honor your soul, because your answers are always within you. Please consider supporting us in spreading more light and love with this message by simply liking the video below, subscribing, and consider sharing as well. Most of all, take gentle care and breathe. We see you. We thank you, beautiful soul.